Okay, so let's have a look at the 2018 question. So here we have all the information that you need to calculate the take-home pay. So you need to calculate the PAYE that Ben has to pay, the total amount of USC, the total amount of PRSI, and Ben's take-home pay. And we're giving the information here at the top. So he's got an annual salary of $55,000, and the employer gives him a holiday voucher of $5,000. So that's going to increase his taxable income. So the layout that you need to know when you're calculating this, you're going to divide it up like this. So A is going to be your gross pay. So his gross income in this question is going to be $55,000 plus the $5,000 for the holiday voucher. So his gross income is going to be $60,000. So that's what we're going to calculate all this tax on. Your next section, part B, is to calculate the PAYE. Now the PAYE will have the higher rate of tax and the lower rate of tax. That's going to give you the gross payable, and from that then you're going to take away the credits. So all of his tax for PAYE is not going to be paid. There are going to be credits in the question. So if you have a look at the question, it tells that 20% is on the first 34,550. So in here you're going to put 20% multiplied by 34,000. So 34,550. So your answer is going to go in here. So it's going to be 0.2, multiply that by 34,550. So its tax is going to be 6,910. Now, that's his low rate of tax is 20%. 40% is on the balance on his gross income. So in here, his gross income is 60,000. He pays 34,550 at the low rate. So we take those two away from each other to get the higher rate, which is 25,450. So 40% is on 25,450. So in here, it's going to be 40% multiplied by 25,450. And that gives us 10,180. Those two are going to be added together. So you're going to add 6,910 and 10,180. So the tax that he needs to pay is at 17,090. Now he's got credits. So you need to find out what the credits are. So he's got 3 credits. He's got tax credits of 1,650. He's got a PAYE credit of 1,650. And he's got a dependent credit then of €70. So he's 3 credits in here. Single person, 1,650. PAYE, 1,650. And dependent then, €70. So you're going to reduce. So it's going to be 17,090 minus 1,650 minus 1,650 minus 70. So his tax for his PAYE, once it calculates here for me, is going to be, so it's going to be 13,720. So that's the first tax that you're going to take away from this 60,000. So B, the PAYE tax is 13,720. We took the low rate, multiplied by 34,550 from the question. We got the difference between 60,000 and 34,550 to see what was left. The balance was 25,450. We multiply that by 40%, that gives us 17,090, and then we added the credits in the question. So those credits in the question were taken away from the 17,090 to give us 13,720. So the next tax we have to calculate is the PRSI. So the PRSI is 4% of his gross income. So we know his gross income is 60,000. So your calculation is going to be 60,000. Multiply that by 4%. So in your calculator, 60,000 multiplied by 0.04, and you're going to get taxation then of 2,400. So his PRSI is going to be 2,400. The next one then is your USC. So in the question, it tells us that the USC 0.5% on the first 12,012, 2% on the next 7,360, and 4.7% on the balance of his gross income. So the first one is going to be 0.5% of 12,012. So in here it's going to be 12,012 and 12, and it's going to be multiply that by 0.05%. So in your calculators, it's going to be equal 12 multiplied by 0.005, and that's going to give you €60. The next part then is 2% on the next 7,360. So it's going to be 7,360, and you're going to multiply that by 2%. So in your calculators, it's going to be 7,360 multiplied by 0.02. And that's going to give you €147.20. And the last part says it's 4.75% on the balance. So we need to find out how much is left to calculate the USC on. So we're going to add the 12,012 together with the 7,360, add those two together, and you're going to take it away from your gross income. And the figure that you get there, you're going to multiply by 4.75%. So you'll be doing a calculation, something like this. So it's going to be 12,012 plus your 7,360. So you're going to add those two together. And the figure that you get, you're going to take it away from your taxable income on 60,000 to find the balance. So 60,000 is your gross income. Take away 19,000. So 60,000 minus 19,372. That gives you 40,626. So in here, it's going to be 40,626 or 28, and it's going to be multiplied by 4.75%. So in here, you're going to put 40,620 multiplied by 0.0475. And it gives you 1,929.83. So what you do then is add up those three to calculate what is your USC. So your USC then is €2,137.09. So these are your three taxes: your PAYE 13,720, your calculate your PRSI 2,400, and your USC then 2,137.90. So then to calculate what the net pay is, we're going to bring down. Now you can do it here if you want. I just like to keep it nice and neat going down so it's easy for the examiner. So 60,000 depends on how you're going in time. So we're going to add up these three then. So part B, part A, which is your PRSI, which is 13,000. Sorry, no. So part B, which is your PAYE, it's 13,720. Part C, which is a PRSI of 2,400, and part D, your USC. Okay, so your total deductions then are these three added up together. Okay, so it gives you 18,257.09, and you're going to take that away from the 60,000. So 60,000 take away from 18,257.09. So that's their net income. So this is your total deductions. This is how much they're going to get paid as part of their salary. So it'll be 41,742.91. Sorry, this 60,000 should be 55,000. Sorry, because we've used that. So that's just the 55,000 is how much they get paid. The 5,000 is kind of like a benefit in kind or a voucher. You just use the 60,000 to calculate the taxable paid, the PRSI, and the USC. So your net pay would be 36,742. So if you look at the marking scheme then, so the marking scheme goes through where the figures are. So for the taxable income, you get 2 marks. For the low rate of tax, you get 3 marks. The higher rate of tax, you get 1 mark for the 25,450 and the 10,180. You get 1 mark. And when you add these two together, you get 1 mark. So the battery's just gone dead. For all your taxes, for your tax credits, you get 1 mark, and then your PAY, you get 1 mark. For the universal social charge, 3, 1, and 1, and 1 mark for the total. and then you get 1 mark for the pay related social insurance, and 36,740 get 2 marks. So your own figures highlighted above. Okay, so these your own figures, you get marks for them if you've put your own figure in there. Only one figure will be accepted between this one and this one. So see that when I did it the first time, I got 41,742. I used the wrong figure. I used the 60,000, but if I used the 55,000, I would get the 36,742.91. So it's just a difference in there. So that's where students would have fallen down there to 55,000, and also on the 60,000 up here would have confused students a little bit. So I hope that helps in how to calculate the taxable income. If you use this layout, okay, this layout that we have here, okay, it'll help you with it and your little calculations on the side.